Many of you might know SMP such as the Dream SMP or the Lifesteal SMP. But did you all know there is another popular SMP called Lapata SMP? It is an Indian community which each member having over tens of thousands of subscribers. Many fans in Asia believe this SMP has the best PvPers in the world. But are these players really as good in PvP as they say? In this video we will find out.
We will be using the public 1.9 PvP tier list to analyze the skill of 3 players in this server. They are SMP Spider, Niz Gamer, and a Terror, also known by many as 3 of the best players in this server. We will analyze their skill in each game mode that they play in, mainly Netherite Pot, but also in Swords, Axe, and Crystals. The tier list contains a total of 5 tiers, with tier 1 being the best and tier 5 being the worst. For example, an average player would most likely be around tier 4 or tier 5. Now let's get started.
First, let's determine how good SMP Spider is at PvP. We will start with Netherite Pot first. SMP has beat many players such as Niz Gamer and Living Legend. From a past video I analyzed, Living Legend is around a low tier 3 in Netherite Pot. This means SMP must be close in skill in order to beat him. However, after analyzing his overall gameplay, he definitely plays decently, but his timing and aim is very inconsistent sometimes. This would make him around a high tier 4 in Netherite Pot. Next up, we got Crystal PvP. We can see in these clips that SMP does know how to use crystals and anchors, but his 8 crystals are overall very slow, showing he still hasn't mastered the basics of crystal. This would make him probably around a high tier 5 in this mode. SMP doesn't play any other game mode, so we cannot analyze him further. Overall, SMP is a high tier 4 in Netherite Pot and high tier 5 in crystals. This means he is slightly above average in the PvP community. We will analyze Niz Gamer next. We can see that Niz has fought SMP Spider many times in the past in Netherite Pot, but overall SMP was able to beat him more times. Niz was also defeated by Living Legend, but that fight was a long time ago. This means Niz is definitely below tier 3 after analyzing his skills. We can see he's still off in totem, and even though his aim is decent, he is extremely inconsistent. This would make him around a low tier 4 in this mode. Next up, we got Swords. We can see Niz isn't that experienced in this mode, having very bad aim and have basically no knowledge of how to combo or time his hits. All he does is mindlessly crit and hit whenever he can. This would make him a high tier 5 in Swords. In next PvP, we can see he did a lot better, at least having some knowledge of how this game mode works. He definitely knows many basic axe strategies such as stuns, but isn't that advanced. This would most likely be around tier 4 in this mode. Overall, this gamer is low tier 4 in Netherite Pot, high tier 5 in Swords, and tier 4 in Axe. This means he would be around average in the PvP community. Finally, we will analyze a Terror skill. We will first talk about Netherite Pot. Terror has been beaten by players such as Living Legend as well pretty badly, making him automatically below his skill level through his fights and clips against other players. We can see he knows how to time his hits and has okay aim, but just like the other players, he is very inconsistent. He is also not aggressive enough, and in different situations, he would panic and lose track of what he is doing. This would make him a low tier 4 in this mode. Next up, we got XPVP. Many Indian fans call him the 6th best XPVPer in Asia. But is that really true? We can see Terror has decent aim and axe, but that is about it. He only really knows the basics of axe and shield, and doesn't really know any other advanced techniques in this mode. This would make him a high tier 5 in this mode. If you think that Terror is too low, Terror has also been tested in the past multiple times in axe and has gotten the same tier, so a tier 5 would be the best tier for him. Finally, we got Sword PvP. We can see from his clips that Terror knows how to combo a little, but it is difficult for him to keep it consistent. He mainly just crit spams his opponents and doesn't keep track of timing at all. This shows that similar to Axe, Terror only knows the basics of Swords and doesn't know any other advanced techniques, making him around a low tier 4 in this mode. Overall, Terror would also be around average in the PvP community, but we still have to answer the final question that many Indian players ask. Are these players really the best PvPers in India? Short answer, no. There are a lot of players in India better than them, and in the overall PvP community, there would only be around average or slightly above average.
Okay, now subscribe because Mr. Beast says so.